We're back at Cyco, second race this season. A little bit ticked off at this point. Didn't really care for that start there, but it is what it is. So I'm just looking for a spot here to return the favor, maybe. Rubbin's racing, some people say. So we'll just go with it here. It's definitely drier than last time we were at Cyco, which is good. Traction's really good. There's just a tiny bit of moisture in the dirt in some spots, so it's not horrible. Traction's better than what it was last time. So obviously I'm looking for a pass here really quick, and hoping to keep up with Tony there for a little while like I did on the last race, but held up here just a tiny bit, and Tony's sneaking away pretty quick, and I think Chad is right behind us. Get a little bit of a little bit of four-stroke back there. I was gonna maybe go for a pass there, and then that would have been bad. That guy cut in there pretty on that little hot line there, so luckily I didn't go for the pass right there. You can tell it's pretty dusty, but again, like right there, you can tell that there is just under the dust there is a little bit of moisture in the dirt. So I liked the track. This place is challenging. It's a lot of rock, so you can tell when we get up in these really super dusty sections, you can't really follow too close. So I let this guy pull out a little bit on these long uphills, and just get a pass later on up on the top where there's a little bit more moisture, and you can be a little more confident on what's off the track. If you get off the track here, you're liable to, just like that, I mean, it's really hard to see the rocks here. And once you start up the uphills, man, it's really tough to see the rocks. So you either got to be literally right on their back tire, or you got to kind of back off a little bit on these long, dusty uphills. This is the first lap. About 6 or 7 laps in, you can imagine it gets a lot worse coming up these uphills, and you're just kind of feeling your way through a couple of big roots right there, and some pretty good rock sections. We ran this pretty much the same track a few years back, same direction. I think the entrance up here into the woods, I think, is a little bit different than what it was last time. I think some of this stuff right here is a little bit new. It's pretty fast, actually, I thought. Later in the race, like on my middle laps, I was keeping a pretty good pace. This whole section up here was really fun. Kind of tighten and open and tighten and open. Still looking for a way by here, just something nice and easy to get by. So this is round 10. Probably seen that from the title. So this is the last race for the OXCR season. We generally do a team race in November. Not sure if I'll be running that or if I'll be in the woods hunting. So I needed to, getting a little squirrely up there. I needed to finish the last 3 races above Dave and Chris to have any chance at all of winning the championship, and I just couldn't catch up to Dave. The two rain out races that they moved to Sunday just killed me, and I never could recover from that. Dave got first on both of those races, and I had to take both of those races as my drops. So, I just couldn't recover from that. And then Chris and I had a really close here at the end. I think I beat him by 1 point. So I got first to this race, and I actually ran 11 laps. And then Dave got second, and Chris got third. So fun race. I never did ride with those guys. I stayed ahead of them the whole time, and I ended up 15th overall this race. So that was a pretty good overall finish for me. I've been running around, I guess, about 19th or 20th place, but this race here, I pretty much kept a good pace the entire race, and that was kind of the plan. So again, this up here got pretty dusty later on. So I didn't know who this guy was. I don't remember him ever racing here. So I wasn't completely sure if he was in my class or if he was in the senior class. I didn't know. But yeah, just looking for a way by here. Running a pretty good pace. Middle of the race, my pace picks up quite a bit. You know, we're still kind of feeling things out. That's the pro hill there on the left, and I did take the pro hill later on. I got some footage of it, and when I took it, I kind of timed it because I knew where Chad was, and Chad was right in front of me. And when I took the pro hill, he was still right in front of me. I did stall the bike just for a second at the bottom in that really tight left-hander, so I did lose just a little bit of time, but the pro hill wasn't that much faster. And so after I took it, I kind of just factored the risk in and decided I probably just would not take it the rest of the race. So I don't know what happened here. I had kind of a little traffic jam going here. Got a couple of guys between me and the leader there in our class, so I got to try to get by here. I think I get by these guys pretty quick.
Outside. Thank you.
This is definitely a challenging place to ride. And if it's wet, it's very challenging. But I like this kind of stuff, so it's all good. So this is going to be a fairly long video. Longer than most of my videos. Normally I'll just do just one lap, but this is the last one for the season, for the racing season, so thought that inside line there would work, but man, you had to just tiptoe so much on that inside line. You couldn't really accelerate down through there to get ahead of anybody. But anyway, this will be a little bit longer video. I've got the whole first lap and then a little bit of the second lap. When I make a pass on the leader there, there again, I thought this was, I could weasel through here and get by that guy, and then I let Chad by. Chad and I pretty much rode each other's bikes the whole race. We were literally neck and neck. I think Chad and I went back and forth probably 4 times during the race, and I think each time he would get by and pull out a little bit, then I'd catch up, then I'd get by and pull out a little bit, then he'd catch up. But just to rub it in a little bit, Chad, I did beat you at the end. I think I beat you by 10 seconds. So one little spot there, Chad, and you would have got me. But it was a fun race. Chad and I almost always find each other in just about every race because we've been running a real similar pace. Coming up toward the end of lap number 1 here. Little section, we go up through the barn here. fairly short track. We did run 2 hours, but I ran 11 laps, and I never really did hear how long the track was, but it was easy to keep up a lot of speed today. I mean, it was a fast track. So even if it was, I don't know, it kind of felt like about 5 miles to me. It didn't feel very long. But then again, we were running a pretty good pace, so it was kind of hard to tell. So there you can tell I'm just kind of keeping pace with Chad and kind of tiptoeing through this little hard pack wet section down here, and that's the first lap. And we got some more footage coming up here. So if you haven't ran an OXCR lately, they've definitely made some really good improvements. There's live scoring now, so there's basically a screen at scoring that you can, if you have somebody in the pits, they can walk up and they can look at the screen and tell what position you're in, and see the times and things like that, which is really nice. And I don't remember once this year where they've had to walk around and change people's numbers at the last second on the starting line and things like that. In years past, that was kind of common, and that's been a lot better. I don't hardly remember at all this year being any delays as far as numbers messed up or anything like that. So they've really got some of those things working really well. So coming down here on the second lap, and again, still just kind of keeping pace with Chad and trying to make sure that I keep Dave and Chris behind me. That's kind of my main goal. And, definitely catching up to some people pretty quick here, passing some early or some rows that started in front of me, passing quite a few people now. This is the guy that's leading in my class, so I caught back up to him once we got past a couple of those not lappers, but slower guys in the earlier rows. And I'm gonna push real quick to try to find a way by. We got some open ground here. Stuff is just tight enough that it's kind of, thought I might be able to sneak by here, but you can't really tell because the GoPro flattens it out. But that's pretty off camber right there, and taking an inside line on that turn would have been really tough. So just kind of looking for a way by here. Yeah, that was about a baseball-sized rock that just came up, and I think it hit my radiator guard. So again, I didn't know that this guy was in my class until I looked at the Facebook and kind of put 2 and 2 together. I'm not sure he had ran any of the races this year. I don't remember if he did. Yeah, that straight line right there would have been a possible pass. I tried both of those lines during the race. So here we go. I get a good drive out of that corner and shoot past there, and just basically just open it up here. We just start pushing, make sure that nobody can keep up. That's kind of the plan. You can tell this stuff up here was really fun. It was a few turns that were pretty slick, but overall this was a lot of fun up here. It's kind of flowy and fast, but yet just tight enough so that you're not, you know, running really, really fast. I guess in my opinion, this was one of the better Cyco races we've had in the past. Some of the dust has been just absolutely dangerous. This today, man, you can see up here on the top, it's just perfect. Yeah, there was a little inside line there, and I kept going back and forth on that, never could really feel like one was closer than the other. Okay, so we're just on bonus footage here now. That was, just wanted to get that pass on video. I'm in the lead in my class now, and this is maybe third lap, and this is just going to be random footage of chasing different people, making different passes, getting passed a couple times by some of the pros and some of the other guys. And so here I'm just chasing Joey Poland for a little bit. Well, actually not for a little bit. Joey probably thought he was getting followed by a big bumblebee or something, because I chased him for literally like 3 laps. So I think finally at the end of the third lap, I think he got sick of me being right on his wheel the whole time. So I'm trying to think of where exactly I got by him, but I think he eventually waved me by, and just about getting caught up there in a back tire. So as I'm kind of battling here to keep up with Joey, you know, we keep running into a lot of traffic and having to make a lot of passes here. I'm hearing good things about Joey's daughter. Sounds like she's a little animal on her bike, so about 10, 12 years from now, you never know. We might be watching her on TV. So I threw this footage in here. They had a bunch of people helping with a rider that got hurt, looks like to me, so that was good. Shout out for all those people that were helping. If you didn't see that picture on, I think it was maybe on Instagram or something, man, that guy really hurt his knee pretty good. So I'm sure he had to be driven out of the woods. Looks like we're still chasing Joey here, down the hill now. Alright, got some more footage of chasing somebody else. No, actually I might be chasing Chad again. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm chasing Chad again. This is probably, he got by me, and now I've caught back up to him, and I chased him for, I think, about at least 2 whole laps. So same deal, kind of between him and Joey. I chased both of those guys like about 6 or 7 laps. So this is kind of middle of the race here. This is probably about lap 5, maybe, something like that, right in the middle somewhere. We're running a pretty good pace. I looked at the lap times, and we had some pretty good lap times here in the middle of the race. Tell if you're pretty close, you can handle the dust pretty good, but you just gotta stay close. The dust wasn't horrible on this top trail, but it wasn't too bad. So we got a little hotline there there were several hotlines there. I kind of snuck by Chad, so I'm sure I taught him. Sure I taught him about a line that he used later in the race. So we're heading up again, heading actually down toward the Pro Hill there.
On your left.
Just kind of sneaking by here. I haven't taken the Pro Hill yet, I don't think. I think what actually happens is Chad gets by me one more time, and then I take the Pro Hill, and he still stayed ahead of me. So here again, a little bit more footage of chasing somebody else. Just wanted to get a bunch of footage of chasing just different people in the woods this race. So just to keep the video exciting. Last one of the season, it's going to be a little bit longer than normal. You can kind of tell once everybody has learned the track now just a little bit that it's really a lot of flow to it up here. A lot of berms have kind of broke in, and some ruts have kind of gotten broken, and it's pretty quick up here now. It's quite a bit of fun up here now. All right, so let's see here. Get a couple passes on me going here. Now, here old Chad sneaks by me again. I wasn't sure who was coming, and then I kind of pulled over, and there goes Chad. I don't know about that. I think that was a little sneaky right there. Of course, I let it happen, so it's all good. This is probably lap number, 8, maybe 7 or 8. My GoPro didn't last the entire race, so but normally my GoPro lasts about an hour and 40 minutes or so. So I chased Chad for a long time. That time probably a couple of laps again. I think Chad is just a little bit ahead of us right now. All right, so there goes second place in Pro. And I pretty much figured that Zach's probably coming, and sure enough, as soon as I turned this corner, I heard his bike, so I kind of pulled over and, you know, decided I would keep up with him for a little while. So here we go. I'm going to keep up with Zach. And, all right. Not working, is it?
Get him, Zach.
Not this late in the race, anyway. So I tried to keep up with him for a little bit. That was about as much footage as I could get. So Zach eventually does make that pass. Those guys went back and forth actually a couple of times during the race. I already watched all Zach's footage, and we're going to be doing some editing on that here in a little bit. So there was Chad right at the bottom of the hill. So he's got a little bit of a lead on me. So I'm taking the Pro Hill, and I kind of stall it right here, but not for very long. I mean, yeah, that was a couple seconds for sure, but I make a pretty clean run up this Pro Hill. And I come up, and sure enough, right there is Chad. So you can tell that unless he had a problem down there, which I kind of doubt that he did, you know, the Pro Hill was for sure, you know, if you got it really clean, I mean, maybe a couple of seconds, maybe 3 seconds. So as kind of sketchy as the Pro Hill was, I kind of decided not to take it anymore because I didn't feel like it was worth the risk. So at this point, I think Chad had pulled out a little bit on me. So I'm just kind of, again, running my pace, letting somebody by here. Oh, this is my workmate here from up northern Ohio, number 50 there, Matthew. And so I followed behind him for a little while. I got into a tree there. Either that or the tree jumped out in front of him, one or the other. All right, so this is toward the end of the race now, and guess what? Who's in front of me again? There's Chad up there. So I'm working on catching back up to Chad here, and I do eventually. Actually, what happens is Starkey comes up behind us, and Chad got off the track, and I think he took a longer detour off the track than what he thought he did or what he wanted to, because I pretty much just rode right past him and he never got me back. So right here I waved Starkey by. He's got a pretty good pace going. I think he's riding Vet, I think is what he rides. And he's usually, I think he's typically placing first in Vet, but so I just kind of keep up with these two guys until we get through scoring. And then on the other side of scoring, again, Chad pulls over and lets Starkey by, and I kind of ride by Chad while he's taking a scenic tour through the woods, and then I stay ahead of him by 10 seconds until the end of the race. So hope you guys enjoyed the extra footage, and hopefully see y'all next year.